where grace abounds and love fills every space. Fellowship of the cross, a family of faith, united in spirit, overcoming life's weight. Bible-based teachings, a firm foundation, building strong believers, a sacred creation. Open arms embrace with tenderness and care, a listening ear for burdens to share. Fellowship of the cross, a sanctuary of peace, where souls find healing and burdens decrease. Fellowship of the cross, a family of faith, united in spirit, overcoming life's weight. Bible-based teachings, a firm foundation, building strong believers, a sacred creation. We gather together as one body in Christ, inspired by His love, our spirits ignited. Fellowship of the cross, a legacy of grace. Generations to come will find this holy place. Fellowship of the cross, a family of faith, united in spirit, overcoming life's weight. Bible-based teachings, a firm foundation, building strong believers, a sacred creation.
Be still and know that I am God. Today we gather to reflect on a powerful and comforting verse from the Bible, Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. This verse, though brief, holds a wealth of wisdom and comfort. It calls us to pause, reflect, and recognize the sovereignty and presence of God in our lives. Let's explore three key aspects of this verse. The call to be still, the assurance of knowing God, and the promise of His honor. The call to be still. In our fast-paced world, being still is often a challenge. We are constantly bombarded with noise, distractions, and demands on our time. Yet God calls us to be still. This means to quiet our minds, cease our striving, and rest in His presence. Rest in God's presence. Jesus invites us in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." In moments of stillness, we find rest for our souls and renewal of our strength. Trust in God's timing. Just as Moses and the Israelites stood still at the Red Sea and witnessed God's salvation, Exodus 14:13, we too must trust that God will act in His perfect timing. The assurance of knowing God. To know God is more than just intellectual understanding. It is a deep personal relationship with Him. This is knowledge bringing peace and confidence even in the midst of life's storms. God as our refuge. Psalm 46:1 declares, God is our refuge and strength, and ever-present help in trouble. When we know God as our refuge, we find safety and security in His presence. God as our provider. In times of need, we can trust that God will provide for us. Philippians 4:19 assures us, and my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of His glory in Christ Jesus. The promise of His honor. God promises that He will be honored among the nations and throughout the world. This is a reminder that God's plan and purposes will ultimately prevail. God's sovereignty. Despite the chaos and instability we may see around us, God remains in control. Psalm 46:10 reminds us that God will be exalted among the nations and in the earth. Our response. As believers, our response should be one of worship and trust. We are called to honor God in our lives and to share His love and truth with others. In conclusion, Psalm 46:10 calls us to be still and know that God is in control. It is an invitation to rest in His presence, trust in His timing, and find assurance in His sovereignty. Let us take time each day to be still, to seek God's presence, and to know Him more deeply. As we do, we will experience the peace and confidence that comes from knowing that He is God. May we all find comfort and strength in these words, be still and know that I am God.
In the silence of the night, find your way. Let your worries drift like clouds on a day. Feel the whisper of peace, let your heart rest. Know that in His presence you are truly blessed. Be still, O heart, trust in His plan. Be still and know the world fades away. In the stillness let your soul find its way. In every heartbeat feel the love unfold. Trust in His presence, let your spirit be bold. In the shadows where confusion may lie, lift your eyes to the heavens, let out a sigh. He will guide you through storms, calm and serene, for in His embrace all is pure and clean. Know I am God, let your spirit soar. Be still and know the world fades away. In the stillness let your soul find its way. In every heartbeat feel the love unfold. Trust in His presence, let your spirit be bold. Be still and breathe, let His love